Well, what's going on? And this one is going to be about 10 years later, remembering Michael Jackson. And this is pretty heavy. I can remember 10 years ago, I was working and my phone was blowing up. And a friend of mine was saying, "Oh, they're playing Mike's songs left and right." And at the time, there wasn't a lot of buzz on his records. I mean, the Thriller 25 it came out back in '08, and that was a big thing. Went triple platinum. But it wasn't like there was this big resurgence. So anyway, come to find out, got the word he passed, and then I saw the picture and footage from CNN and the airlift and everything over Cedar in LA, and it was mind blowing. Um, what I also saw is when he passed, and also I want to give condolences, rest in peace to remembering Farrah Fawcett and also Ed McMahon, two very important entertainers in their own right, with respect to fan bases. However, when Michael Jackson passed, that just was like part of the earth and the globe had just kind of had deteriorated and descended because that was like somebody that larger than life and almost like in like a family member. It's like the DNA that's attached to you because if you are a certain age, certain time period, you have Michael Jackson memories that last and things you can remember. You saw the evolution of a boy group, young artists becoming to maturation into a dominant male figure. The single most dominant musical figure of my lifetime, a guy that transcended things. And I dare say I would call him a civil rights leader because if you were here during a certain time period in the music industry, it was very racially segregated on radio. For black artists to come along and to dominate charts, to dominate both sides, to get played on all stations, to go to awards just to dominate. Like he um, was a tsunami of an artist. He just wiped away everybody. He was battling himself. You hear artists say, "My only competition is my past and myself." Well, he was that guy. You know, and he wasn't. It wasn't just albums or songs or tours. It was events. Michael Jackson was like a lifestyle, an event, an extravaganza. And when he put albums out, they were like their own greatest hits. And sometimes you go see an artist and you want their hits and you get excited. This man could give you this chapter, this era, this chapter, that era, this chapter, that era. And you could be just standing in this, and he could have done all that. He had that kind of a career impact, depth worldwide, 8 to 88, black, white, any color, yellow, green, wherever you were from. There was no social media during his dominance. He was a message in a bottle that exploded around the world. And pardon me, he gave back love in his music. He gave back a message. He was uplifting. He was spiritual. He was deep. You know, he was a very profound artist. And one of those few people that comes along in this earth where that's something rare because you can't even put words to describe it. His impact, his influence on artists is mind blowing. Really, it is. Because he's one of the few artists from head to toe he impacted it all. Style, the whole nine. And he really was in his own orbit because, I mean, what he was accomplishing and doing was unheard of. And it still is. Um, pardon me. I know there are other artists that have come along, excuse me, who've had successes and done quite well, but Michael was the one that kicked that door down. Black Pop, anybody you mention that came after him, eats off his table. He was that instrumental. And then he wasn't going to have a regular normal life because he did this since he was a kid. I mean, think about it. You spent over 80 to 90% of your life entertaining people and people reaching and tugging at you. Not normal. But he had his own orbit. And I'm going to say this again. because I don't want anyone to disrespect that man's legacy. And I ain't got no love for no Oprah or any Harvey Weinstein. All these evil vultures in Hollywood, all these fake record companies and these fake people. And I'm gonna call them all out. Because where were you when he was being falsely accused and went through all that and people deserted him? Now they come up with this falsity and this past, these old fake documents, all this garbage. Michael Jackson was innocent. He had his flaws like us all. And he didn't have a normal, regular life, etc. However, he had a meaningful life, etc. Let that brother rest in peace. And respect, put some respect on Michael Jackson's name, Michael Joseph Jackson. Show that man from Gary, Indiana, who worked hard, who took care of his whole family, brought him up, took him to another level, took music to another level, put some dignity in that industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, a man who changed the course of music twice, first as a boy band vocal group act, and then as a adult entertainer performer. Respect that artistry. Tell Quincy Jones to see now behind. Respect that man. Okay? Because I don't be hearing people come out here, oh, he did this, he did that. When the money was green and everything was right, you were standing side by side grinning. So don't wait till someone dies to act like, well, where's my cut and all that. No. You know, Michael was very important to a lot of careers and still is. Sad part, he was an ATM machine when he was living. He's an ATM machine in passing. But one thing I don't want to hear is people saying, oh, well, this and that and the other. No. Nothing against that man. That man told truths, and that man put it out there. He made music that you could feel and you could relate to. And I don't care how people say, well, this and that and the other. Here, everybody was trying to do what Michael Jackson was doing. Still are. And I don't care what style of music it was. You took a page out of that because that man got it right. He got it right. And if you're an entertainer, you entertain audiences, you give it your all. Can't tell me he ever shortchanged you on that stage. Can't ever say he shortchanged you out that studio. Can't say he ever shortchanged your mind and your reflections of him. That's why people to this day cry, hurt, and love him. The ones that were real fans and the ones that remember. That's the bottom line. And you ain't got nothing. I had to break your news to you. People don't even care about music like that. Let me tell you a story real quick. You know how people talk about how music is disposable today and all that? They said that back then. Things don't change. They just have a different way with social media and stuff. They used to say, oh, well, the tape recorder, that's going to wipe the industry away. Or people going to, go to used stores and all that. Did that stop that man from being a dominant force? No. Quality music, but his talent. Okay? So you know what I tell all these crying turkeys out here talking about, we now get off your behind and learn something from Mike. Learn how to step your game up. Write some money tracks. Put some real tracks out there. Stop playing around, trying to be cute. Work on your craft. See, because when the racist industry, and I'm going to tell you the story 40 years ago with Off the Wall, which is a Soul Haven classic. They said that album was too black. We ain't going to give you all these Grammys. He said, next time I'm going to show you with my next album. And he told them what Thriller's going to do. And they laughed and they snickered. Well, who had the last laugh? See, racist MTV. So y'all put the video on. It was that dominant. He told them, folks, I'm the king of pop. They hated a black man to say that, but he said it. So, lesson learned. Believe in yourself, self-worth, and what you are, and what you represent, and what you mean. I think Michael Jackson got it. And that's one of the reasons why it's a sad time. Think about 10 years later. Because he didn't get to live to get older. And that's sad. He died so young. And he had overzealous, hateful media and people who wanted to just take everything at him. And I want to send thoughts and prayers to his children, to his mother, and to his family. But I want to remember the legacy and the greatness of that man, what he meant. Because he meant a lot to many of us. He was a stepping stone. He was very important. And he changed the game. And he made his own rules along the way. There will never be another Michael Jackson. So long live the king of pop, of entertainment. Great artist, great entertainer, great humanitarian, and a soul brother who gave it up. And he told you he was bad. And he truly created his own history. He was the real deal. He was about love. And you miss that when you don't have it, because there's nothing like the original. That's my tribute, my take to late, great Michael Jackson. Rest in peace, remembering him. Feel free to leave your comments, hit your like buttons, and feel free to subscribe. And we're going to miss the brother, but he'll never be gone with his soul and his spirit. Peace.